Law Simplified with Justice is anchored by Justice Maduforo. Tice Madox Solicitors is results-oriented, but with a distinctive approach tailored to our clients' needs in our specialist fields: immigration law, criminal law, employment law, commercial law, family law, and contracts law. We are well equipped in our litigation and advocacy for the benefit of our clients, corporates, and individuals. Why not visit us at 5 Oakfield House, Oakfield Road, Ilford, London, IG1 1EF. We are just 15 minutes from Liverpool Street Station. Tice Madox Solicitors. Try us. We are professional.
Hello, and welcome to Law Simplified with Justice. I am Justice Maduforo. This program brings the very best. This program kickstarts your consciousness. This program enables you to take action. This program brings you to the right frame of mind. This program is the very best you need to reawaken your consciousness to the fact that the law is an instrument that you can use at any time to be productive, to stay on the right side, and to achieve your potentials. Not just that, this program enables you also, if you have any disputes in any areas of law, to awaken your consciousness to seek proper remedy and proper advice. As you all know, before I start this program, I must tell you that whatever I say on this program, and indeed any of my discussants on this program, they are not legal advice. Therefore, you must not act on them. Rather, you must come and seek quality legal advice before you can act on whatever you hear me speak. And that's at the time when I have taken instruction from you and then advise you. That is the time you can act. But this program, as I said, is a vehicle leading you to take detailed instruction. And where is that vehicle leading you to? To Tice Madox Solicitors, where you get quality legal advice, quality representation, quality advocacy, and also at the moderate fee, at moderate costs as well, and in terms, and also on payment terms suitable for you. Ladies and gentlemen, you must take advantage. This program also brings different areas of law. As you know, I'm a specialist in these areas I discuss, from immigration law to employment law to contract law to family law to criminal law to civil litigation in general, be litigation, and also in advocacy. As you know, I'm a solicitor of the Supreme Court of England and Wales, or Senior Court of England and Wales. I am also a barrister of the Supreme Court of Nigeria. Furthermore, I am police station and magistrate court duty solicitor accredited in the United Kingdom, licensed under the legal aid agency through the Ministry of Justice, but independent from the Ministry of Justice. Ladies and gentlemen, I have extensive experience in dealing with matters I discuss here, voraciously, robustly, thoroughly, in detail. And therefore, you would not want to miss the opportunity you have on this program, or anybody at all who's watching this program, that it doesn't affect you, but somebody else it does. Pass the telephone number to the person to come and seek quality legal advice. Ladies and gentlemen, from all the areas of law you can see on the screen, Tice Madox Solicitors provides the very best you need. Yes, the very best in all the areas of law that may pertain to you. But you see, one thing I must say before I go to start discussing the topic today is that this country, United Kingdom, and indeed the whole world, is now akin and also adhered to the rules of law. The rules of law enables you, therefore, to make sure that whatever you're going into, even if that little contract you think you know, or even if you think you know the party of which you are signing the contract, think twice, ladies and gentlemen. That is why the law is important, so that it will save you the stress, the difficulty that you will go through should anything happen, ladies and gentlemen. And that's talking contract. In employment palace, you know that whatever thing it is, whatever situation you're going through, speak to the specialist. Come to Tice Madox Solicitors and speak to me. Ladies and gentlemen, today I'll be discussing immigration law. And the topic today is EEA spouse interview. Today is immigration, and my topic is EEA spouse interview, which is European Economic Area spouse interview, which means nationals of European Union, nationals of European Union who married those of non-EEA or those of non-EU citizens, and have made an application to the Home Office, to start with, number one, or have not yet made an application, they're still waiting to make application, number two, and number three, also the third one, have been granted resident card or resident permit for the initial 5 years period. Either that 5 years is expired or about to expire, and they have applied for permanent residence or about to apply for permanent residence, or waiting decision from the application of permanent residency. I tell you this, the changes that so far have been coming in immigration law, they are enormous. And some of you and the practitioners and some of you who know this, have gone through this, agree with me that these changes require a thorough representative, a thorough solicitor who understands how to imply and infuse the technicalities of the law to assist you with successful results. And that is what you do when you come to Tice Madox Solicitors. That's what I do for you, ladies and gentlemen. That is what I do for you, ladies and gentlemen. You want the best. And in this precarious time in immigration rules and immigration law, it's important that you shoot once and get your target. It is not required. It's not a time to mess around. It's not a time to try your luck. It's a time to ensure that the application you made is fit and proper. The discussion today boils out of the development. As you all know, and as I always tell you, those of you who watch this program and follow me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, follow me, also watch, go to our YouTube and also channels and also on our website, you will understand that we know what we're doing when it comes to immigration law. I follow the principles, I follow the manifestos of the conservative government of the United Kingdom, who are in majority at this point, and who are reeling out and putting out there situations and laws, changes, policies that affect in some way anti-immigration. However, they cannot act outside of the law. That is the beauty of the law. Irrespective of how you fine-tune the law, irrespective of how you draft the law, irrespective of how you reel out the policies, they are open to challenge, especially reasonable challenge. And that challenge cannot just come by just submitting an application. That's what some of you do. Or those of you who don't understand the mechanisms and the principles and the rules of the law in immigration law. And you just put an application there because you just want to buy time. Do not buy time. Tice Madox Solicitors, and indeed my very self, I do not buy time. I do not buy time. I take hold of time, which means that when I apply for you, the application is successful, the application is reasonable, the application has prospect of success. Why should you lodge an application just for the fact of buying time? When you know in a short moment of time, that time will elapse and you're back to square one. And by that time, you will not be able to furnish any further reasonable application. So why buying time? Why don't you come to a firm that advises you properly, a firm that will guide you in the right sense, a firm that will make the right application and argue reasonably, strongly, robustly, thoroughly, equipped with case laws and statutes, and drilling through technicalities that always are there open when applications are made or when policies are turned out. Ladies and gentlemen, it's important to let you know this. Now, my topic of today, as I said to you, was EEA spouse interview. Now, the regulation 2006, which is the European Economic Area Regulation 2006, which binds and guides any application made by EEA applicants or their spouse or partners or family members in the United Kingdom. That regulation is what guides any application for your resident card or for your permanent residency. Now, there is an amendment to that rule. That regulation was amended by the European European Economic Area Regulation 2013. Amended that 2006 regulation. You see, there is a change, there is a shift. Each point in time, the government is ruling out policies and amending these laws where they find that it is porous, which means that the law cannot be completely watertight or waterproof. There are certain times that even if in the face of it, it appears to be watertight or waterproof, The law is very important because it's a double-edged sword. You cannot just use one side of it. The other side can be used as well. That is where Tice Madox Solicitor will fine-tune the other side and pierce in and make a reasonable representation, reasonable application, and also drilling a solid advocacy for you. That is what I do for you, ladies and gentlemen. And some of you that have come to this firm have also can testify to that. From what I'm saying, explaining, the Regulation 2013 amended, as a matter of fact, that is the Immigration European Economic Area Amendment 2013, which amended 2006 regulation, have now infused certain things that will present itself as a bottleneck to your success of your application to regularize a stay as a family member or extended family member of an EEA national. And in that circumstance, that bottleneck comes to seal you up. Now, what do I mean by that? This regulation amendment has come in such a way that it clips you. In terms, and I'm talking today, I'm just lifting up a very fragment of this regulation and of this European Economic Area regulation, which is interview. Now, some of you make an application to the Home Office and for you to regularize your stay as a result of family member or marriage or partnership with a EEA national. As a result of that application, you have now been invited for an interview. Yes, you have been invited for an interview. I know you are sitting on an application at the moment which you have lodged as a family member of an EEA national, especially those of you that have made application or within 2007, 8, 9, 10. If you made an application or you were granted as a family member of an EEA national, whether extended or whether a family member or whether a partner under the common law rules in 2006, 7, 8, 9, and 10, which means that either you were granted then and your application is now about to run off, or your leave to remain, the 5 initial years given to you, is about to expire. Now, you tell me this and I tell you this, you certainly will be invited for an interview. There are criteria of which the Home Office will receive your application for permanent residency, and that will kickstart an immediate request for an interview. Now, the issue here, how will you deal with an interview in such circumstances? Some of you married EEA nationals who don't speak English. Some of you married EEA nationals who don't understand English. And even if they understand English, it's limited English. Some of them speak limited and hear limited English. But you are non-EEA national. But you have been invited for an interview. After your 5 initial years has expired and you have now lodged an application for your permanent residence after the expiry of your 5 years. Now, I will not go into detail to tell you about the changes that are occurred when you're making such application now as a permanent residence from April 2015. Now, I am dwelling on the interview today, which means, you see, these are fragments of a whole lot of issues, whole lot of case laws that chunked out there, are reeled out there in respect to your applications, ladies and gentlemen, and for you to understand that the rules are changing. I will come back to discuss with you the purpose of the request for interview when you are now due, or when you have applied or about to apply or waiting for a response from the Home Office regarding your application for permanent residency or even residence card in terms of invitation for an interview. Stick on there, don't change the dial. I'm coming back in a short while.
Tice Madox Solicitors is results-oriented, but with a distinctive approach tailored to our clients' needs in our specialist fields: immigration law, criminal law, employment law, commercial law, family law, and contracts law. Tice Madox Solicitors. Try us. We are professional.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back, and thank you for being there. I spoke to you before I took a short break, and I introduced the fact that interviews are now a requisites, and are now prerequisites to your application being granted. They're now synchronous to your application being granted, which means the red flags flies up when you lodge your application as a non-EEA national in a relationship with an EEA national, and you've lodged this application with the Home Office. And I said to you before, these applications you've made are between 2006, 7, 8, 9. For those of you who were granted then, and you are now due for permanent residence. And some of you who are about to apply now for your EEA first application for residence card. Now, the Home Office requests an interview. When such interview comes your way, what do? Some of you panic. Some of you don't know what to do. Some of you even ignore to attend the interview. Some of you even forget to ride on with the issue. Some of you completely may not receive that invitation. Now the rules changed in such a way that you must attend. And if you don't attend that interview, what is the consequence? Tice Madox Solicitors have proven very well in case law, which I have dealt with, to ascertain clearly that in that circumstance you fail to attend your interview and Home Office proceeds to refuse your application for permanent residence or your application for your residence card on the initial 5 years. What is the position? I have drilled this matter before the tribunal, the immigration tribunal, and the judges have agreed with me based on my argument. And this argument is what I presented, and they are fine technical lines, which run even parallel to the 2013 amended regulation, which the Home Office or the law has strung out there, believing it to be watertight. That's why I told you that the law is to be tested. No law that is out there that is itself conclusive. Laws are to be tested. That's why you have the judiciary. The judiciary is not there to stamp clearly, hook, line, and sinker, whatever Parliament has chalked out there. The law, the judiciary is there to test to see whether or not it was the intention of the Parliament. Even the Parliament have made that with intention, whether it is contrary to your human right. If it isn't contrary to your human right, you go further to see whether it's reasonable. Even if it's reasonable, you go further to showcase whether it is fair. Even if it is fair, it goes further to show whether it is limited. There are a whole lot of judicial powers the court can exercise to deal with such cases that are draconian. Such of these laws that are chalked out there by the law, by the government, some of them are draconian, some of them are contrary to public policy, some of them are contrary to equity, good conscience, some of them are contrary to common law, some of them are contrary to certain fairness. And therefore we use that, but you cannot just chunk in and oppose and object to a decision based on the law, on the basis of your reasoning on the fact that it is not in compliance with the law, or in compliance with human right, or in compliance with equity, fairness, or compliance with good conscience, or in compliance with public policy. Now, you must come to the firm, you come to me. You come to Justice Maduforo of Tice Madox Solicitors. We'll take instruction from you and begin to analyze to see where we can run a fine technical line that will succeed and that is reasonable and has high rate of prospect of chances of success. So you don't just do it yourself. No, you come to a firm that understands the principles of the law and the technical and the drafting of the law, and also understands the submissions that are reasonable, not submissions that are completely not in tandem with the law, and not in submissions that completely errs, and submissions that completely are not in any way reasonable whatsoever. Therefore, you take advantage of this telecast. Pass the telephone number to whoever that needs or is sitting on a situation, an immigration application, that they don't know what to do at this point. They are completely at crossroad. Those of them going through criminal proceedings in police station, magistrate court, crime court, that they are crossroad. They feel they're not getting better representation from those representing them, or they do not have one, or even if they're not been arrested. Let me tell you something. Criminal matters is something that is beck and call of every citizen, which means that you could be arrested at any time, either voluntarily, either mistakenly, or otherwise. Even that even you committed the offense. Some of you commit this offense thinking that you are within the law. But let me tell you, which is why I said that criminal law transcend all gender, nationality, race, profession. Therefore, you could be arrested at any time. This telephone number is what you need. In case it comes calling your door, you need to speak to Justice Maduforo. Call the telephone number on the screen to assist you. Get that out of the way. That's criminal law for you. Employment law, you know that. You know that from any sector of employment law that you feel you need an assistance, you need advice, you need representation, then why don't you take the call? Pass it over number to someone that needs it to come to the office, book an appointment. And I will say this, you must pay consultation fee to see me, because I'm going to pass over to you quality legal advice which can stand the test of time, which can pass through judicial scrutiny and still stand and still be sure that you have received the best quality advice. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm passionate of the law because I use it to change the social system. I use it to change the economic system. I use it to change the face. I use it to change because it's essential. I am passionate about the law, which is why when you come to Tice Madox Solicitors, see me, you are guaranteed of a quality representation and quality advice and also quality advocacy if you are in court at this point. Therefore, interview back to immigration law. Interview is essential. I do not want to tell you, which is why I paused there, what will happen if your application has been refused based on the fact that you refused to attend an immigration interview. If you are facing that, or your ward or your friend or whoever is facing that, or they just receive a letter inviting them for an interview, because you will receive much of these letters. They're going to be out there because the policies and guidance now given to caseworkers is to request these interviews. So when you now receive such letter, don't panic. Come to Tice Madox Solicitors. We have the key. I have dealt with this matter in court personally and have succeeded. My submissions were upheld. My submissions were agreed. And the judge agreed with me and quashed the decision of the Home Office in regard to the decision made against you. What did I use? When you come to Tice Madox Solicitors, and I will table all this. That is why you're coming for information. Information is key. It will save you a whole lot of stress. Yes, it will. And why don't you take advantage of that? So I am telling you because I have gone through the field, and this is what I do on a daily basis. And I can tell and assure you that once application come before me, in such situations, I'll be able to proffer you a solution. At Tice Madox Solicitors, we have solutions. Solutions always there. That's what the law is there. It's very dynamic. Therefore, you must search and obtain a solution. If you are with any representative that are unable to give you a solution, then I think you're in the right place. Then you must take advantage of this telecast. Pass it over. Some of you that watch this program understand clearly that I am passionate about the law and I use it to change your circumstance. If it's for the worse, it must turn for the better. If it is for the better, I will change it for the best, ladies and gentlemen. You know I don't have much time when I discuss on this program. This program is to consistently bring this to your attention so that you do not slumber or at any time forget, to ensure that when you have any legal issue, which I have been discussing today, which is immigration, in respect to this matter I talked today, and anybody who's going through this, you know where to do, you know what to do, you know where to go to, you know what to do. Take your telephone, call us on the screen, book an appointment to come and see me in the office, and we will sit down and discuss your case in a very more detailed circumstance. Do not rely on the fact that somebody else have done it in your circumstance and then succeeded. Your cases are not the same. Why? They're not the same. You're not going to appear before the same judge. You're not going to be handled by the same Home Office caseworker, or you're not going to be dealt with by the same Home Office presenting officer. You're not going to be in the same court. So circumstances are different. Your name is not the same. Your date of birth are not the same. Your circumstances are not the same. Therefore, you should not do that. I guess some of you, because of the fact you want to save costs, you do certain things that are contrary. But I keep telling you, if you want to live here and succeed, take the right step. And that is when you engage Tice Madox Solicitors, your success is guaranteed. Your future is bright because you will be able to lay a good landmark for yourself, of which you can begin to build on that solid foundation. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm always excited to discuss with you because I know I am getting somebody out there to come out from their slumber, wake up from their slumber. Even if you're already sleeping, wake up. Even if you've already passed out in your slumber, wake up. Let somebody wake you up. Come to Tice Madox Solicitors with that legal issue. We will sort it out. And when I tell you your case is at a dead end, take it and believe me, it is at a dead end. When I tell you it is not, believe me, if you put us and instruct us and put us into front, you will see that your case will resurrect and the chances of success will be bright. Ladies and gentlemen, take advantage of the law. Do not do things yourself and then regret and come back to repair it times 10. Some of you do that. Some of you that come to me, you have made applications yourself severally. You paid a huge fee for the application form. And then you did a wrong application or wrong submissions. And it's refused. You come back. You pay the same fee and pay double. Why do you do that? Why don't you take advantage of this telecast and do it once and for all? Ladies and gentlemen, I'll come back next time again. But bear this in mind in the topic today, that if you are sitting on immigration application as an application based on EU or based on the European Economic Area application as a spouse, family member, or whatever circumstance you've applied as a member of an EU family member, and that application is pending, either especially as a spouse or a common law partner, and you have been invited for the interview by the Home Office, pause there. Come to Tice Madox Solicitors, and I will give you the key to the success. But when I talk to you and take over the matter, you will see that you've come to the right place and your application will succeed. Till next time I come your way, I remain justice, indefatigable justice, a robust justice. I remain that justice that has not in any way lost hope or lose hope in your case. And I'm always there working assiduously to ensure that your case, whether in the magistrate court, in the employment tribunal, immigration tribunal, county court, crown court, court of appeal, supreme court, any tribunal you face and you find yourself, I ensure that you succeed. And this firm will put in and unleash the arsenal of best practices to ensure that your case succeed and you receive better representation and good quality advice. Till next time I come your way, I say, remain blessed. Your time has come.
Tice Madox Solicitors is results-oriented, but with a distinctive approach tailored to our clients' needs in our specialist fields: immigration law, criminal law, employment law, commercial law, family law, and contracts law. Tice Madox Solicitors. Try us. We are professional.